So the goal is to rebuild this page and drive unique traffic here and this and that.
Deeply important to me that people get value and results.
That's what Movement Makers is for. So let's make it happen.
I'm dreaming, oh, I believe in this dream I've been dreaming, oh, I'm dreaming, oh, I believe in this dream I've been dreaming, oh.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is very exciting. We've got the legend, the man who makes these books.
I'm known
and that's
for the
why
books.
he's so special. Mark Drager, who is on a mission to help me blow up my brand to reach more of you people. Let's go, Mark. I'm very excited. You gave me a little sneak peek what we're doing today, and I can't contain my excitement.
Yes, usually you don't want to know what we're doing, but I wanted to run it by you so you could get the old juices flowing, as they say.
Oh, I haven't thought about it. I still like not knowing what we're doing, but I got very excited.
Perfect. So for a bit of context, anyone who's been following along on this journey, obviously Evan is deep into ClickFunnels. And ClickFunnels is basically a platform that allows you to set up like a landing page. So you advertise and drive traffic to the landing page, and then you want someone to sign up for something or purchase something. And then as they go through the checkout process, there's the opportunity to give bonuses, to upsell. And so basically it's like a simple multi-page e-commerce site, really. And so Evan's really into this. And so we built a funnel for the Built to Serve book. And we've been talking about that the last few months. But in his Built to Serve funnel, he has, you can buy the book. And then the next step is like, hey, you're buying the book, put in your credit card information. But Evan has all of these thought leadership recordings from this 3-day event that he did. It normally costs thousands of dollars to attend it. Right now, if you buy it right now, you can get it for X number of dollars. And then the next page is like, and thank you, but wait, there's even more. Do you want to join Evan's Movement Maker group, which is what, a Facebook group? Every 2 weeks, you jump onto this closed group. You spit fire. You would have done it this morning, I'm guessing. No, yesterday morning.
No, it's every 2 weeks, and it wasn't yesterday. It was the week before.
Oh, I remember seeing this like, guys, I'm fired up to see you tomorrow, but I guess I got that a week late.
Oh no, well, I do the readers group. I have 3 different groups that I do Facebook Lives in. So if you buy Built to Serve, you get added and you send in your receipt, you get part of the readers group. That's 25 minutes once a month and is free for all. Like, that's crazy. Just rapid fire. Everybody shows up and it's bonkers. The YouTube Growth Bootcamp is once a month for 25 minutes. And then Movement Makers is twice a month for 85 minutes where we go super deep. And that's what we're talking about today, right?
That's what we're talking about today.
That's so exciting. Let's go.
Movement Makers. So I was thinking about, the reason I was thinking about this is a few weeks ago, I said, Evan, we need to set up a new landing page for your Movement Makers. Your other one's not great. We need to set up a new landing page for it. And then
can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
I'm asking permission. So there's the one-time offer that's deep inside the ClickFunnels after they buy the book, but there's also just from my homepage.
Disabled home screen sharing. Can you enable it? Because I need to share my screen for most of this.
Oh, okay. I think I need to make you the host. Hold on. We could do that though.
Okay. Sorry.
Wait, how do I do the host? Hold on. Participants. Okay. We're going to see Mark Drager and allow report, put in the waiting room, rename.
Don't do any of those things.
I love my options. These are great. Can I rename him? No,
don't rename me. Yeah, great. Okay,
he's host now. Oh, wait, hold on. Yes, I'm going to make Mark the host. Okay.
There we go.
Mark is king. Okay. So wait, hold on. There's 2 landing pages, right? There's the one that's inside the funnel, and then there's the one that's just off of my homepage.
Yes, and the reason I'm going to share my screen is because I can make context for everyone. So in ClickFunnels, Evan has these, the main page, the payment page, and then the one-time offer. This is the one in ClickFunnels for Built to Serve. And then this is the one on your website.
Yeah. Okay.
2 very, very different ones.
Yeah.
So my plan today, and a few weeks ago, I said we need to do a better job of pushing this, selling this, and getting into this.
So exciting!
I texted him and I was like, I've got bandwidth. I've got time to think about this. I've got time to focus on this. Let's make it happen. And the other reason I wanted to do this live, to not only share how we really go about writing out a landing page and what we do, but Evan likes to tell the story that back in Tony Robbins, we left Tony Robbins early so that way we could go back and work on a landing page for your first tour.
That was a great day. That was a great night.
It was like 2 a.m. We're working on landing page stuff. It was like hustle, hustle, hustle. So I'm trying to recapture the magic. So
all right, I like this, dude. This is great. This is a great format. And audience, I am not on drugs. This is like the best. This is what fires me up. Okay, let's go, Mark.
Perfect. So just to start with from a strategy point of view, I want to create. It's not
Nina
that
just closed the door on me, by the way. Nina just closed the door. I'm being too loud.
So in your built to serve one, we're not necessarily going to change this one yet. If we find the other one's performing way better, the new one's performing way better, then we'll come back and fix this one.
Okay, we need to also look at I don't know if we need to take that off of YouTube and put it to Wistia or what, but that video says movement 1 at the top or something. That's pretty bad.
Yeah, now that we have a Wistia account, we'll change these over to Wistia for sure. But let's keep in mind that the vast majority of your traffic is mobile. But most people we're hearing from say that it's mobile traffic. You got to try and convert people to desktop. Most people use credit cards at desktop. That's a whole different thing. But the goal is for us to create a new page that evancarmichael.com points to. So this will get replaced.
Okay.
We'll basically build it on this. That we are going to be able to retarget people who bought Built to Serve. So anyone who's purchased Built to Serve, we're
also doing an ad campaign for this. This is exciting.
A light one. Anyone who's purchased Built to Serve. Now, with retargeting, you need your audiences to be over 1,000 people on Google, and you need it to be fairly large on Facebook. So we're going to unlock part of this, and then we're going to target the Evan Carmichael main channel YouTube subs in North America, and we can set some parameters for what criteria we want them to hit to be able to do this.
Wow.
But the idea is that we will be able to take people from here, retarget purchasers, and target subs. And we could also just roll into this anyone who's hit your page in the last 180 days as well. So all of these different sources will drive to our own Movement Makers landing page, which will then have the Thought Leadership Academy bump.
Ooh, okay.
And then go to thank you. You say ew, but that's what you have right now. You have the Thought Leadership.
Oh, okay, great.
So you're like, ooh, that's good thinking.
Not so special, Mark. Not so special, Trigger. We already have this. Okay, so let's fix it.
Exactly. Okay. So obviously we're going to have to require some ad creative specifically for the retargeting and the targeting campaigns. But what I want to start with is the landing page.
Okay.
So I want to work with you on getting this landing pages copied out, drafted out, look for opportunities to brainstorm, basically help workshop and share what we do when we're looking at creating a landing page.
And are we split testing this, or we're just going to launch the new one?
This one isn't doing anything, is it?
I don't know where people. So for the people who sign up for Movement Makers, I don't know where they're coming from. We do in my newsletter campaign send people to that page, to the movement page. So I don't know if we know like when people are signing up.
I can tell you.
Oh, okay, great.
No. When did we launch this? March 2nd, I think it was, right? Apply filters. You have had 13 sales.
From that landing page.
From that landing page, from this one on your site, this one that you drive all this organic traffic to.
Right, okay.
You've had 13 sales.
So we had 400 unique people. I don't know what 14 opt-ins means. 3%. I don't know. 3% sign-up rate? Is that bad? 3% of people who saw it converted?
We have 44 recurring sales and we have 13 sales. This is a recurring thing. I don't know why your recurring revenue and your sale revenue is different. You may have 44 sales. I don't know. This is the problem with ClickFunnels. This is why Alex on our team tracks every individual UTM code, because sometimes ClickFunnels is a little bit complicated to understand what is a sale and what isn't a sale. But you have 44 recurring. So I'd assume that, I don't know. I don't know what the answer is here, man. I feel bad for that.
Well, but let's say it's 13. It's 13 people came from here. 3% conversion to sales from
That's off of the people who landed. Yes.
Right.
And
I think that's pretty good. No?
It could be. Yeah. I mean, like, let's take a look real quick at, we would have to look at all, built to serve, book launch, built to serve cold, built to North America. So this was the one that we launched with. So this was only up for, although we gave this away for free to begin with, if you remember. The first 30 days was free.
Okay, well, whatever. We're going to have one, but I guess the question was, do we want to split test it or not? Are you just going to throw it up? I mean, it's got 3% conversion.
Yeah. So here we had 101 people take the recurring option off of
74.
700. Well, that's still 74. Off of 773 people. Now they were already in a buying mood,
right?
But yes, and it was free to begin with.
Right. Yeah. So you, of course, you're going to have a higher rate on it.
Of course. And there are people who are warm. They're already in a buying mood, and it was free.
Right.
And then it comes down to retention. But all of that said, anyway, so here's what I want to work on. So basically we have, this is the way that we've been explaining this. Ignore this congratulations. Ignore this, but wait, you have 1 minute.
Yeah.
It's more about the positioning, right? So we have slightly different positioning on this than you do, right? Like your landing page here is join, let's build your movement together. And then we go straight into basically reasons, like benefits to get it.
Okay.
Ours is more like, as a movement maker, you not only get access to bi-weekly 85-minute group coaching calls with me personally, I also follow all movement makers on Instagram. And you also join a group of crazy ambitious entrepreneurs like you who are working to make global impact. Here's how it works. And then we kind of go into these things. So really what I would start with is if we're thinking about a landing page specifically for this product, so we need an H1 and H2. We need a headline and then a subheadline. The headline should certainly capture people's attention. It should be 100% benefit focused. And so it's not about, great, I get 85 minutes with Evan. It's not necessarily about, all of the features and benefits. It's by participating in this, what will this feed? What will this give me? What will be the number one takeaway? You've been, doing these movement maker calls for a long time. So what do we think the sentiment is?
I know I'm looking. So with this stuff, I always love looking at the actual feedback. So I'm looking at the people who we ask people for.
Yep. Right here.
Some comments. And so,
it's a world of difference. Not only has it made me able to implement advice, tips, strategies, social media into hobby to business as well. So these are all like more like technical things. And there's Joshua. Josh has affected countless lives, including my own. He's an Uber fan. See, none of these people are really speaking about the sentiments of what they think it'll give them. Community. A lot of Facebook groups are talking with little value, but not movement makers. This group is concentration of some of the most positive, kind-hearted, well-interested people on the planet. Who is someone that, like Ed Milet, or who is someone that you look to where you go, you know what, I'm really, I know you've spoken at a bunch of these types of things, Brendan Bouchard, Ed Milet. Who's someone that you look to who has one of these groups where you're like, you know what, I really respect the way that they do this?
The best one to model is probably Brendan. What I love most about, I don't know about the marketing, it's HPX. I don't know about the marketing of it. I'm thinking more the execution of it. Mm-hmm. So we could take a look at how he does that.
Enjoy more vibrancy, connection, and excellence in every area of your life. Welcome to HPX, the high performance experience.
Subscribe to the podcast. That's not it though. Oh, here, join HPX coaching.
Yeah, so he wants you to first sign up to the podcast or to his email newsletter, because he emails like a lot. And then a few days in, he'll send you Transformation Week, which starts to introduce you to next level things. And then it starts to come into coaching, and then it starts to go into other things like that.
Yeah. Okay. So Brendan has his, Tom has his, who else is running? A lot of the people from the Puerto Rico, let me look. I think Trent just launched his. Is it Trent?
Is it Impact Theory University, or is it something else?
No, that's it. Impact Theory University.
Yep. Upgrade your mindset, achieve your potential, grow your business. Those are 3 great USPs.
No, Trent doesn't have his. At least it's not on his homepage. He does coaching, but it's not on his homepage. Go look and see. So when you asked me the question, I was thinking more in terms of the execution of it, not the actual marketing of it. Marketing, I have no idea who I look to.
Okay,
but I don't.
And that's fair. So like I think Tom does a really good job here. Like if we just think about keeping things really clean and simple, right? Just 3 emotional, action oriented lines of copy, sentiments, whatever you want to call it, right? Upgrade your mindset, achieve your personal growth, grow your business. Brendan's, right? Vibrancy, connection, and excellence in every area of your life. There seems to be this repetition of 3s, but what would we say then? Because here we have been looking for just like the upsell, which is you've already got the book, you're already signing out. Do you want time with Evan? But if we're going a little bit more cold for people, like what happens in the community? What are the benefits of being a part of this?
In what they think they want, or what they actually get, or both?
Let's go with both.
So we're attracting people who are mission driven, purpose focused, who want to figure out how to turn their love of helping people into a business, specifically through thought leadership, content, social media, people with a giant heart, but they're struggling to figure out how to make it all work. They want to be on stages. They want to get book deals. They want to build their following. They've started and stopped. They're not getting the momentum they need. They're not getting a lot of reactions. They don't know how to structure their thinking. They feel, I think, the frustration of like, I want to do good. I know I've got a big mission inside me. I just don't have the help. I don't know how to make this happen. And so in me, they see someone who's done it around Believe. Mm-hmm. They're familiar with my content, at least my YouTube channel. I would hope that everybody has the book before coming into it, because it sets it up nicely, but people coming from my website instead of the funnel may not have got the book.
Okay. And by being a part of this community and working with you, I know that you throw out like possible topics, and then people vote on topics, and then you speak to the topics, and then you do Q&A. Is that still the structure?
Mm-hmm. So every 2 weeks, we'll do a poll to say, hey, what do you want Evan to talk about today? What's the highest value that Evan can bring you today? And people vote on the topics. It's totally open, and then people, like, you submit your topic, and then people upvote it, and whatever the number 1 topic is what we discuss. It's me sharing my 3 big ideas on that topic, and then it's a deep strategy session for the people who show up live in the group. At the beginning, I guess it doesn't matter. That's what it is right now. So that's our happy medium. So I don't know what we talked about. What did we talk about last week? I have no idea. I don't remember. But let's say like...
you don't remember?
Yeah, right? I can go to the group and see. Actually, I have my PowerPoint. Let me see. Hold on. Oh, how to give a signature talk. Okay, so the question was, how do I give my signature talk? So you're going to be a speaker. How do I define what my signature talk is going to be? Right, so that people book me to speak.
How many sessions have you done? So you've done it since April, so that would be 2 in April, 2 in May.
That's the 7th one. That was the 7th one.
Okay, can you send me all 7 presentations?
You want to actually see the docs, like the actual slides? Okay. One we don't have. Well, actually, that's not true. I have it's just a one pager.
That's fine.
The seventh one is the most, that's our current format. I used to go heavy slides. And then number 6 was just all strategy sessions for the people showing up.
I'm not going to show them probably. Maybe, but probably not. But it would be good to give a potential example topic list, just to help fill in some more meat in terms of this is the type of thing that's happening.
Yeah, and we could call it something. I mean, it's just called signature talk, but we can.
Yeah, we'll make it. We'll jazzy it up.
Make more sense. But so the advantage here is
are they recorded?
Some of them. They're inside the group, but I think the quality inside the group is not as good as if I actually record it to my computer as I go along.
The question I have is if I sign up now and I've missed a topic that I want in April, how do I find that?
You can go back. You can go back. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's a good point. So you can go back and watch them.
So access gives you access. I don't know what to call it. Access all
previous recordings.
Yeah,
as well as the slides that go alongside each one. So people aren't, you don't have to struggle to take notes, and you can sit there and be present for the presentation. The benefit of something like that is a lot of the topics that I cover, I haven't gone into a lot of depth in my content or even in the book, like how to give my signature talk. I've never actually deconstructed for 85 minutes.
So we would say that these are more like advanced topics then?
I think what it does is give you, I don't know if it's an advanced topic, because this is still, this is a beginner. How do I start as a speaker? How do I make my first talk? But it's very, I don't know what to call it. It's very in depth. Like it's not surface level stuff. It's the behind the scenes of what actually goes into making it. It's like that video would never do well as a YouTube video, so I never talk about it. But if you want to be a thought leader and start speaking on some of these stages, this is one of the best talks that you can be involved in. So specifically to building your movement and turning that into a success, it's content that I would never, it's not that I would never share it. It just wouldn't do well. And so I don't structure any of my current content around it until it comes up inside Movement Makers and it's like, ooh, I need to figure out what, if I'm going to coach people for 85 minutes on this topic, what are my thoughts? It's forcing me to really deconstruct what happens in my business to make this happen, as well as, I lost my train of thought. I was very excited about that. I'll come back to it. But yeah, I like, it's genuinely super exciting. I've never talked about what your signature talk is and how to be a speaker. And here we are now helping people do it.
It's so funny. It's so funny. Like, so I'm giving a talk in August, and I said, hey, let me know about the group. Let me know about where they're at, the potential challenge they may have, so I can tailor my content for you. And they're like, oh, yeah, no, the group's fine. They don't have any challenges. They just want to hear you speak. And I'm like thinking, okay, no problem. But I'm like, about what now? Like, that doesn't help me. I need a signature talk.
You should have joined us, Mark. Oh, the other thing is, it's also very current. So when I'm making, and this is anybody, when you're making a book, when you're making a video, you want it to last. And so it's not that it's very generic, but you're giving principles that will still be relevant in 2 years or 5 years, where the information here is, this is what I'm actually doing right now. This is how I booked that speaking gig in Whistler with Ed Milet just before COVID hit, right? Like it's very, very current. And it's not that, again, I'm unwilling to share it. I just would never put that into a book or a video because it's too specific. So it's like up to the second. Often I'll talk about like what I was doing yesterday to continue to build like whatever on the topic that I'm talking about. Okay. Does that help?
This helps very much. So it helps
Okay.
me.
Okay.
Okay. So we have a bit of, like some sentiments, right? Like of what the people are feeling. We've actually fleshed out a little bit more of even how it works to bring some more structure to it, which, like we have some benefits here, but we don't actually just break down like, here's how it works.
Okay.
Here's what you get. Here's what
Okay.
happens.
So that I share my, okay. Yeah. So I share my 3 big ideas, and then we turn it over to the live group to like, how can I help? Like, how does this sit? Does this make sense? How can I help? And really trying to figure out around the signature talk. Like, I want people to go off and start getting their talks. So not just hear me speak for 85 minutes, but here are my 3 big ideas, give some context where I'm thinking, and then specifically, what are you dealing with right now? And how can I help you? I'm not bringing in people on video, but people are leaving their questions. My Yelena, my community manager, is pulling up the comments, like the questions for me, and then I go through them, and we go back and forth to try to make sure that we're like, it's important to me that people are getting results from it. Yeah, then after the next day, the recording, or even that same day, the recording is processed, it's live in the group, and then the slides are added into the group. So that's the every 2 weeks hero moment. Join us for this session. In between the 2 weeks, we've got our group, and I'm trying to build a community of people who want to build their movement, because everybody in that group is like-minded. Everybody is good people. Like, I think people don't have enough good people around them. So everybody's good people. Everybody has a mission. Everybody's trying to make this work. The missions are vast. The missions are all over the place in terms of what people are doing, but everybody wants to do good. And a lot of the paths to get there are going to be similar in terms of speaking and books and content and coaching and consulting and all this stuff. So the paths are very similar, but the end clients are different. So being around other people who are also doing it is important, because most people don't have anybody in their life to talk to about it. So we encourage people to share wins. We encourage people to post their questions, ask for feedback. Like, if you just posted your first video, awesome, post it, let me see it. And people jump in on each other's posts and trying to give feedback and help. People do collaborations with each other. They're going on each other's Instagram lives. They're booking each other on their podcasts. It becomes this little family of people who are trying to also all do similar good in the world. So that, how do you keep the momentum in your life between, it's not just every 2 weeks for this little sugar high and then, nothing happens. The other side benefits are, I follow you on Instagram from the main account. My team follows you. We have a special account that we just created for following just movement makers, where we follow you. We take highlights of the people who won some of your posts and put it on that second account to try to just celebrate you, give more exposure. I do an Instagram live for 25 minutes with whenever you want, like as a one-off for new members who sign up, or existing members who haven't done it yet. And it's coaching. How can I help you one-on-one? It's exposure to my audience. And then, Yelena in our group as well. I don't know if we want to say this on the in the offer or not, but we're following everybody on social. And part of her role is to cheer people on, is to give feedback, is to show love and support. So if somebody's posting to Instagram, they're getting a like and they're getting some kind of celebration. Not so much necessarily critical feedback of, hey, do this, do this, make it better, especially in a public context. We're not going to tear somebody's Instagram post apart publicly, but just to support a lot of people post content and like there's no comments and nobody is helping them.
I know what that's like sometimes. we all do.
I really want to be the person, you know, I'm doing it myself on some of them, but I want to have somebody who's like, that's their role, is make sure people are getting comments on their posts, even just in celebration, to say, hey, keep it up. Because I remember those first comments. It makes such a huge difference to building momentum. When I talk about this level of support to my internet marketing friends, they think it's crazy. Like, nobody does that. That's
it's not scalable, but Evan's this guy who scales unscalable things.
Well, yeah. And it's just like, are you some kind of angel or something? It's like, no, I want people to get results, right? Like, I know how hard it is and how difficult it is to build this thing, to create content that nobody's paying attention to. And also just to develop the skill and muscle, because you know, you suck at the beginning. It takes a lot of reps before you get better at it. And a lot of people give up too soon. And I want to be the encouragement engine for people as well. I don't know that I want to necessarily promise that up front, because of, hey, I didn't get a comment on this Instagram post. So it's kind of a internal metric we're using, but
don't dumb down marketing for bad operations, Evan. I was reminded of those words. My classic saying.
Yeah, I think though also just it's over delivering, right?
Okay, so a few questions. This actually helps. This is the type of conversation I love, because I take all these different through lines. I don't know if you noticed, I was bouncing up and down, and I'm starting to organize things in my mind, but I want to hone in on a few things.
Yeah.
So honestly, as much as I've known you and what you're doing, I don't feel like until this moment I even had the clarity to know that this is specifically for people who want to build a movement, a community, or a following.
It is called Movement Makers, Mark.
I know, but I thought you were just trying to go for anyone who wanted to do anything that required action. But this is specifically this is like an extension of your Thought Leadership Academy. This is specifically for thought leaders or people like that who want to build a movement and a following. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So if you're a speaker, a writer, a coach, or a leader, what other ways would you self-identify yourself if you wanted to build this movement? Just let's make it easy for people to go like, oh, I'm a speaker. I suck at it. I'm a writer. Oh, I don't have a following. I'm a coach. I'm a leader. What other terms would someone use to self-identify?
I'm just trying to think of who's in the group now and getting the result.
Content creators, YouTubers.
Yeah, like a lot of them either, I don't know if they would self-identify as it yet. I think a lot of people would look at that and say, I want to be a speaker, but I'm not yet. Even somebody who might have had their first gig, like you might have your first speaking gig coming up or whatever at that event, right? But I don't know that you would self-identify yet as a speaker.
No, I mean, listen, I didn't self-identify as an entrepreneur until I was like 6 years into business, because to me, I was a business owner. And so that's like one of those weird things. Like, I know that definitions are stupid because people get caught up in them. Yeah. People do hold on to these. They wrap themselves in these definitions. I'm a mother. I'm a father. I'm a this. I'm a that. And so the easiest thing to do is to be able to say, like, if you're a plumber, and then everyone's like, oh, I'm a plumber. That may like, okay, cool. You're talking to plumbers. So we could say if you want to be a speaker or writer or coach, a content creator, whatever it might be. Yeah,
influencer.
An influencer.
Yeah.
Influencer?
Both influencer, content creator. I don't know how many you're looking for.
We'll clean it up later.
Yeah.
Okay. So, and you're struggling too. Now, what are the main challenges, right? Obviously, we have build a following. Is that the type of terminology people think about? Know what's working and what's not working. Get bookings for speaking engagements, maybe, or get paid for your work. Everybody keeps talking about monetization. I don't like that word, but turn your followers into a source of revenue, or make money. Make money doing what you love. Grow your coaching business. We need to be careful here, because Facebook will consider anything that has too much of this stuff. And even YouTube to a certain degree, but these platforms consider all these things money-making schemes. Even if you are legit, even if you are amazing, when you start to use some of these negative keywords, people think that you're trying to scam people. So we got to be careful with the wording, but what are the main things people are struggling with?
They struggle with what to do next. they struggle with having this belief that they're capable of doing something special, but having no idea how to do it.
I get that.
Right? It's a lot of, I think some people might come in with specific, like, I want to learn how to be a speaker. I think most people are coming in
wanting to be a somebody.
Yeah, wanting to be a somebody, but to serve, like wanting to serve, wanting to do more in their life right now, wanting to give back and help, and wanting to make it a business, and not knowing what to do, and not having any support, and not having confidence. Like, I think to be a somebody, but from the perspective of not a ego play, but like, I want to help.
Yeah.
I've been through pain. I know I can help. I hate my job right now. I just don't know what to do. I don't believe in myself enough. It's that combination of like the mindset, the belief, plus the specific actionable, what are my next steps? There might be something in there of like how to do it ethically. I don't know how to wrap it. I think there's a lot of people who have coaching programs who they'll see it as slimy or sleazy or just a money grab. You know, it's deeply important to me that people get value and results.
Do you find you're getting people who've already done it once, or twice or three times, and they're just like not getting the traction? And so it's like,
What?
At anything, like, you know, like I see it all the time. People who go, in 3 months, I'm going to have 2,000 followers. I'm going to post every single day to have 2,000 followers. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do collaborations, and they do it. And then they get like 35 more followers. And it's just like so defeating, because they just think that if they just do the work, that everything else will fall into place.
Yeah, I think impact somewhere on there too, like make the impact, have an impact, make an impact. I think consistency is definitely a problem. Going back to both the mindset and the mindset and the tactics. So you want it to be 2,000 and you only got 35. Oh, this sucks. And you get, you know, hard on yourself, but then you also don't know what to change and what to fix and how to tweak it and how to make it. And there's no one to ask for help from to do an audit. You don't have a mentor to help guide you.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the point of the group. People have typically had success in something. It might be as an entrepreneur. It might be as a, you know, in some kind of job, but they haven't had success in this thing yet.
Yeah, it's humbling.
Tumbling?
Humbling. It's humbling.
Oh, it's humbling.
It's humbling.
Yeah,
if you're an achiever, and if you've been able to have success in other things, and you go out and you go like, and you're like, oh, I know that I'm going to be good. I know that I'm so good. I know that I have this amazing thing I'm excited with. And you put it out there and you're like, oh, great. No one seems to care. No one's paying attention. I thought it was going to be faster. I thought it was going to be easier. All those things.
I was on a call yesterday inside a private mastermind, and we're talking about YouTube, and one of the guys there was like, I just need somebody to look at my channel who's had success and tell me what I'm doing wrong. This was a guy who teaches leadership to young managers. So like if you're joining a corporation and you're 23 years old and you want to be a manager and you've never led anybody. So he's doing talking head videos, and it's like, he's not getting any traction. It's like, I just need somebody to look at my channel and tell me what I'm doing wrong.
And you did that?
Yeah, I did that. And it was,
what was he doing wrong? I'm curious.
Well, lots. I mean, and also
everything.
Well, but here's the thing. Like, I don't know if you want to express this or not, but it's also, it's a push, right? It's a push forward from love. Who's pushing you forward? Who's not going to let you off the hook when you let yourself off the hook? So with him, it's like, okay, dude, the intro sucks. You see what you just said here? Hey, I'm, I forget his name. And welcome back. And in today's video, it's like, first off, welcome back. I don't know who you are. I've never been here before. In today's video, obviously I'm watching a video. You don't have to tell me that. Like it took him 10 seconds before we even got into any content.
Ooh.
Yeah. And so that's where I was like, and I'll stop the video. Okay, goodbye. I'm out. Like people are gone. Right. But there's gold in here. And so it's teaching them.
When you get trained for this, oh man. So I was doing research as to how I could run with a weighted vest because Evan, you suggested, hey, increase intensity of your runs, get a weighted vest. And if you go to YouTube and type in weighted vests running, there's very few videos actually on it. But one of them literally said on the title, how to run with a weighted vest. Okay. And the title is how to run with a weighted vest. And I go in and the guy spends 2 minutes talking about why he hasn't been on, an update in a while and this and that and all of and I'm getting ready for training.
Yeah.
So sorry. I'm like, fast forward. No, I want the answer though. So I'm like, fast forward. It was a 7-minute video. At no point did he actually, he talked a bit about weighted vests. At no point did he answer the question. And I was like, Evan would rip this guy apart.
Well, and it's so like, here's the thing. It's meeting people where they're at. He was ready for a push, right? He was ready. Like he's ready for the honest feedback. I'm going to give you the honest feedback, but not harder than it needs to be. But I love you and I want to see you win. There's a guy in our group called Evan Tintzman, who he's been posting like crazy. His goal is, he's like, I want to be your number one student. Yeah. I want to be your number one. My goal is for me to be your number one student that you can use me as a case study for everything you ever do. It's like, that's he's hardcore. A couple weeks ago, we were looking at, I forget one of the topics was about posting. And I looked at his Instagram and I called him out. It's like, Evan, like you're one of the most committed people. And look, you haven't posted, like your posting schedule dropped off. You have to step up, man. You have to stay on it. Right. And that's, in the group in front of everybody, but it's also, he's ready for it. He's like, thank you. I needed the push. Like I was too easy on myself. I let myself have it. I need to double down and keep going. Right. So it's the wearing the skin. I don't know how we market that, cause that's not it, but giving them what they need forward.
Tony Robbins.
Not letting himself off the hook. Okay.
Yeah. It's you get, yes, you get this and yes, you get this and yes, you get this, all the things you think you get, but that's not the reason to pay the money. The reason to pay the money is that. Okay. So I just want to explain, I guess, real quick for the audience, I've been typing along as Evan's been talking. And you might say, if you've been looking at the screen or watching the screen, you might say like, wow, there's like a lot of garbage there, right? Like I've just been like, Evan's been talking and I've been typing what Evan said. And I've also typed anything that popped into my head. Okay. So it's very, very, very messy. Now, what I found, because I've done this type of conversation thousands of times over 14 years, and I've done this for videos, I've done this for landing pages, I've done this for lots of things. I love this type of conversation because if I'm trying to write my own page without this back and forth, I'm asking myself the questions and it's very hard to get the clarity, but Evan is talking about things. And so I'm saying as he's talking about, what's working right now, I'm busy writing, as a speaker, as a writer, as a coach, as a content creator, I'm just dumping things out because whatever inspires me. So if you need to write out a page for yourself or a funnel or any kind of marketing, it's a little easier if you're asking someone else to help you with this, or ask yourself questions as a first step and don't answer them. Write a list of questions and then come back and answer your questions. And then you can do a very similar thing to what Evan and I just did. So I just want to share that quick little tip, if I may.
Yeah. Now you've also kind of experienced a much more deep version of all of this.
I've been through your Thought Leadership Academy. I've had private one-on-one coaching for many months and years with Evan. So when I send you a video and you're just like, and you rip it apart like that other guy did, and you go, do it again, do it again, do it again. So yeah, I get the feeling. And if anything, I'm like part of your target audience here. So I can I'm the type of person who wants to be able to do more. I had a conversation this morning with Josh on my team trying to explain, hey, I've been at this a year and a half and I've only gone from here to here. And then we threw away the channels and we started again and we still only have gone from here to here. Like,
well, listen, write that down. That's great. Hey, I've been at this for a year and a half and we've only gone from here to here, but we want to get here, right? Mm-hmm. That's good.
I get the sentiments. I get it.
No, but you should write that down. That could be on the copy. Like, you've been at this for however long. We can even show a visual, right? I've been at this for this long, for X months, and we've only gotten this far. But you've got a good message, and you see other people who are winning who don't have as good a message. What's missing? What do I need to do? Do we give up? Do we quit? Is it me? Do I suck?
The answer is yes. It is you. Yes, you do suck, but we're not going to tell you that till you get into the group.
Let's go. Yeah, so I don't know if there's anything else from what you've experienced that...
I think the most common challenge, so here's the truth. Here's the thing, Evan. Here's the thing. And this is what I was trying to figure out and try to, like, the elephant in the room for me is I'm an entrepreneur who has a business. I got to build my business. My business helps other businesses build businesses. So I got to build my business and I got to build my clients' businesses. And I want to build a personal brand. So now I'm doing these three things. And typically the order is like clients, my company, personal brand. And so when I look at you and I look at Tom and I look at all the people, that I look up to, the vast majority of them have combined all of these things where it's just working on a single thing. You and I have talked about this a bit. So what I got to figure out is, like if I'm only doing 1/3 of the effort, I will never catch up to people who are doing 100% of the effort. And so I was talking to Josh about this and he said, like a lot of people run into this, right? They get excited. They want to do it. They focus on it. They realize how much work it is, the lack of traction they're getting. And then they have a day job. They have kids. They have other things. So I really think there's a thing down crack. And the thing that I haven't figured out yet is how do I, Gary is the one who's the outlier, but I don't know if you can model things after outliers. He's built a business, he's built social, he's built the speaking, he's built everything. He's done it all, it seems. Being able to balance, being able to build something where it's not 100% of your focus is the thing that I think most people struggle with. Does Movement Makers help us with that?
Mm-hmm.
Good.
It's still, so like that's a specific question, but yes, it's still going to come, like most of the things will fall down to the mindset and then the tactics. So for people who want to transition to making it full time, one, it's like not being so hard on yourself and thinking that it's not possible. And then two, what are the actions that you should be taking right now to actually turn it into reality? A lot of times people are actually doing too much stupid stuff and not enough of the things that actually matter to get them, whether they ultimately want to make it full time. I think more people would rather make it a full time thing. They want to transition out of the thing they're doing and make this a full time thing as a mix of coaching and speaking and writing and programs and courses and all that. More so than you, where I don't know what you want to transition it to be. It's never going to be a full time thing, but you want it to be part of your thing.
I mean, I'd like to get to a place where it's 50-50. I mean, ideally, I'm getting to a place where I'm spending all my time on this and on the business and not any of that other client stuff, ideally.
Right. But you're doing it right now, right? Like you're creating content and doing the work.
I know. And I've been doing it for a year and a half and we've gone from here to here and I want to be up here.
Let's go.
Let's go.
But it still can, like if you're looking at 50-50, there will be some things that you can't actually ever show because clients may not want some things public. Mm-hmm. But the process of you doing it becomes content where it's actually not 50-50. It's still 100. Like this is it. This is you working and creating content. This is you showing your craft and building your expertise and showing off your expertise as an expert, as thought leader.
My
as the
expertise
man.
is an expert. As a man, as the man, as a king, some might say.
As a king.
Mark is king.
Mark is king.
Mark is the rock.
Right. So for you, this is what you would need to do more of.
Well, and so thank you. I always get a lesson out of every conversation with you. So what I want to just share is that like a lot of this stuff needs to be cleaned up, but all of this stuff, these different sections I have here, like what I've basically done is I've gone like, who are we trying to speak to? How does Evan understand them? And I could blow this out. I could take the copy off of his new homepage and stuff. What is it that they want to do? What is it that they're struggling with? How do they feel when they come into it? How does the system work? We haven't even gotten to benefits yet. What are some additional benefits to the group? What are the people really buying? This hard push. So this would be a really great call to action, or a really great like middle section for us to repeat. Here are just some benefits, which are actually listed right here on the page anyway. So I can copy and paste those and rework them. Sample topics. We're going to add some more social proof, or some more information, right, for people in research phase. Here's the type of topics we talk about. And here's some really great stuff that we haven't really talked about. Like the fact that this is behind the scenes, this is nitty gritty, this is fresh, this is dirty. This is like literally a book is packaged and written 2 years before it's released forever. This is for a moment in time. And the only way to get this type of access is in this type of group. Now, all of these types of things you do not have currently on this page. We have social proof, right? And we have, what it's about. We have some praise for you, which is great. And we have what you get. We don't have any of this extra stuff that's really needed to help walk people into it. And on this page, we've done very little of this as well. So to me, the real opportunity is to be able to take these things and now start to write the page, like lay out the page. What's the order of information we need to go with? Obviously, we want to start with something benefit focused that at least explains what the group is. So that would be, something like, if you want to do X, Y, Z, and you're A, B, C, then you need this, right? Like just very clear things. And then, we'll probably add the video next. Or maybe we'll even ask you to make a new video, just quickly explaining what it is. And then we'll say, if you're struggling with this, if you want to achieve that, if you're the type of person who does this or that, if you feel this way, and we'll just start to block out these sections with a lot of calls to action.
So this is where now in the Mark Drager content creation schedule, now it cuts to Mark Drager B-roll on his computer, like sped up, right? Doing all of this stuff.
Yes.
And then you explain it, whether to the client or you explain it to the audience to say, here's what we did and why.
Yeah. And so, I mean, I can share with my own stuff. I can show you what it turns into. It turns from that dirty thing to... No.
But I mean, I don't care now. This is content. Okay. This is like, how do I get from there to there? How do I mix it instead of it's 50-50 and it's two separate businesses? This is the same business. This is you making content to then show how it's done. And then you present it to the client, or you just present it to the audience to say, look, that mess of a conversation, we took that hour with Evan and turned it into this. This is going to convert better. And then you check back in a week and say, hey, now we're launching our ad campaign, or like you show off your thought leadership through actually creating the work, as opposed to just making talking head videos. And inside it, you share your messages of something to prove, right? Like why this means so much to you and how you don't want to let me down. And
Evan can't help coach whenever, I love it. Like, oh man.
Your hesitation and your resistance and back and forth on the headline, or you afraid that you're going to let me down or whatever. Like all of that is demonstrating the something to proveness. I don't want you to think of, well, I have two separate things. I only want to spend half my time here and here, and it's not possible because everybody is doing this, and Gary's the only one, and he's the outlier, and I can't model him, and so it's not possible. This is it. You're making it. You're doing it.
You know them as much as I'm either I'm like everybody, or I'm really crazy and unique, and I can't tell which one yet. But I have a ridiculous amount of confidence in my potential. And at the same time, do not believe anything is possible ever. So I don't know if I'm more like everyone else or that makes me not like everyone else. But I do have a ridiculous amount of confidence in my potential. And then don't think I'll ever make it happen.
And that's what a lot of people feel.
There we go. That's what Movement Makers is for.
That's what Movement Makers is for.
That's what Movement Makers is for. I'm going to write that down. I don't even spell ridiculous. Ridiculous. Oh, there we go. Changed it.
Gotta love the autocorrect.
The good news is I type pretty quick, even if there's lots of typos.
All right.
Did that feel good, Evan?
Yeah. I don't even know what it's going to turn into, but it's going to be something amazing.
So it's going to turn into a page, right?
No, I know. But like the actual final, yes. So this now, just for my own head, it's gonna live in two different spots. We can't forward somebody to the middle of the funnel here. So we're gonna have basically the same page, but this one we'll talk about congrats, built to serve, and then the page, and then for people who just access it from the home page or somewhere else.
So the goal is to rebuild this page with what we're gonna work on, and drive unique traffic here and this and that, and then take anything that's really much better in this new version and bring it back over to this one.
Okay.
So this one is okay, but we can make this one better.
Yeah. Cool.
So
good. This feeling is great. So now this is what Mark does, is capture the essence, the soul, the feeling, and then throw it up onto a website and into advertising.
Throw it up.
And everything else.
Just through an incredible amount of effort and pain and trying to be like, is this the right adjective? No, it's not the right adjective. It's the right. And then like craft it and you're like, this is perfect. And you show it to Evan. Evan's like, yeah, I'm not feeling any of that stuff, man. And you're like, okay, let's do it again.
It's very exciting. You can see Mark Jager in action.
There we go. Send
Mark,
me the raw video. This has to go now onto my YouTube channel or something.
It does. And you should, even if, like we do this once a month, so I don't want to wait a month to get this thing happening. You should do round 2 on your own of what you did. There should be B-roll of Mark typing away. And
I can do round 2. I can go onto a screen capture myself and just record myself typing everything out, talking to myself, because you guys don't realize how much I mumble when I'm like, and my kids come in, they're like, are you talking to someone? It's like, no, I'm writing. My lips need to move while I'm writing.
You can do it halfway through and why it's messy or the doubts or fears or insecurities, and then you get to the end like, this is amazing. Here's why it's so great.
And then I send it to Evan, and Evan's like, nah, I'm not feeling it, man. I am the brand strategy. I have to feel it here.
Well, I feel what we just made. I feel
good.
The questions and the answers. Now it's feeling it when we see it visually.
I love it. Evan, thank you for your time. You're supposed to thank me. I'm the guest.
Okay, great. Thank you, Mark. Appreciate you.
You're welcome, Evan.
Let's make it happen. Make it happen. Okay. If you want to see my last strategy session with Mark, where I think he had more hair, check out the video right there next to me. Did you? No? It was still great, though.
It was outside. I remember that.
We'll see you there.